Former Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley received more than 150,000 votes in the Pennsylvania GOP primary Tuesday, despite having dropped out of the race almost 2 months ago. The most recent election returns from just after 9 a.m. Wednesday show Haley with nearly 157,000 votes, enough for 16.6% of the total, with 90% of votes cast counted. Former President Trump still easily won the primary with more than 80% of the vote. As of the latest count, he'll win all of the Pennsylvania delegates in the winner-takes-all primary. But Haley's total is still a significant amount for a candidate who has not been in the race since early March. The former United Nations ambassador emerged as the last remaining rival to Trump in the Republican primaries after a much larger field narrowed to two candidates by January, but Haley was ultimately unable to overcome Trump's lead, and she dropped out following Super Tuesday in March. Still, Haley appears to have reached or came close to 20% in several counties Tuesday. Her showing may not have significantly impacted Trump taking a stay on his way to officially becoming the Republican nominee, especially as he became presumptive nominee last month after clinching enough delegates. But it could, this article, indicate a reason for concern in the general election, in which Pennsylvania is one of the key battleground states that could determine the winner of the Oval Office. The polling average of the state from Decision Desk headquarters / The Hill has Trump ahead of President Biden in the state by just 0.4%, meaning every vote may have added importance there compared to many other states. Haley has seen continued support over recent weeks in other states. She received more than 77,000 votes in the Georgia primary in March, a few days after she dropped out, more than 150,000 votes, or almost 20% in the Washington primary, and more than 110,000 votes in the Arizona primary. I'm not surprised by Arizona. They seem to be the least Trump-liking former red state of any of them. But this is significant, as the article points out, for, I guess, possibly being a precursor to disaster for the Trump 2024 campaign, where if you're running against no one, but there's still a significant number, almost 20% of your own party is voting for this person who hasn't been in a race in almost 2 months. In a swing state, that's really not good. And I'm going to just call it now. This is my prediction. Maybe I'm wrong, but this is what I predict. I think Trump will lose Pennsylvania. That's my theory. A couple of reasons. One, Biden's from there originally, very much has had no problem clinching the Democratic nomination, Democratic primaries votes easily in Pennsylvania. And I think Trump's inability to reach out to Haley vote, which is something that Haley warned in her concession speech, is going to backfire on him in, 6 months? 7 months? So that's just the prediction I have. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not going to pretend I'm some great prognosticator. I've made incorrect predictions before, but I think there's something to be said when a candidate who's not even running anymore, who dropped out of this race, is done. I don't even think Haley ever went to Pennsylvania. And here she is with almost 20% of the vote. And that's why I said the Republicans, I know that you look at the electoral map and Trump won damn near every state, but there are millions of Republican voters who don't want Trump. They look at the 91 criminal charges, maybe they look at some stuff he did in office as well, and they're turned off by it. And the only hope we can have, if you're someone who doesn't want him to win, is that they will come out in enough droves for, I guess, Biden to be able to prevent Trump from getting another term. So I think this is, I know he would be laughing. I won the primary by 80%, but that 20% is something to take serious consideration. And because people a lot of times go with the flow in the sense that they don't vote for people they don't think can win. They don't vote for people that, are out of the race. So for that large a number to say, oh, Trump's the only person remaining, I'm going to vote for Haley. That could potentially be a precursor to his campaign going up in flames by the end of the year. And he'll have no one to blame but himself. I mean, I don't know why any general election concerned party would say, let's pick the one person in that whole field who lost to Biden before, who has 91 criminal charges in 4 states. it doesn't make any sense. But we don't live in an era that makes much sense. So all rationale has been thrown out the window.